At 6 o'clock. Call this regular council meeting to order. Terry, you want to give a prayer?
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this rain, this moisture. We pray really for Roxy tonight and Tommy, heal her body. Just take care of our whole staff and JJ and his family as we're moving this way. Bless Dalhart. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas state one state, under God, one and indivisible.
And we're on to the consent agenda. Approval of minutes from July 8th meeting, 2024, regular city council meeting.
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda from July.
I just want to make sure if you guys could review item 3 and make sure that it's correct. There was a lot of verbiage. I just want to make sure it's right.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, that's good. Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion.
Second.
A motion second. Any further discussion? Terry. All in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? There are not. We'll move on to the regular agenda. Any public comments? We signed up? Okay. Item 2, consider and act upon appointment replacements to boards, committees, and other commissions. Do we have any more?
I included one. Application for hot tanks.
Sajay. It's
Oh, yeah, the,
young man, he has come in to join, and he has a whole different perspective from the youth on how do we can improve the hot taxes and how do we help our city. So.
and he's one of the hotel owners.
What, yep.
Is there a spot open on the?
Does it, do we even have a spot open on the hot tax right now?
We have several alternates on there because half the hotel owners don't ever show up. It's usually me, Ken, and Kevin.
Yeah.
And this guy's been showing up now.
Really
So
interested. He's been the last.
It's one of
few-
Sammy's sons, so.
Okay.
You know, that whole thing when we created it, we wanted the hotel owners because they're the one that collect it for us.
Yeah.
So we want them to make sure that they are in and right. So his son, I mean, his other son is possibly gonna sign up as well.
Yes.
So he would be an alternate if you approve it.
Yeah. Cause we never established as far as how many there can and can't be. It's kind of like some of the other committees that when we can get people to show up at the meetings, we're in a lot better shape. So especially the hotel owners, we sure want their buy-in, so.
Well, this is to make Sanjay an alternate.
Yeah.
A good perspective in that sense, so I make a motion that we approve him to be on the hot tax committee. Sanjay Bhakta.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Not, all in favor? Any opposed? There are none.
And then, on EDC,
I mean, others that we wanted to make on there?
we were talking about, since we went ahead and replaced John, we put John on and put Gary on. We've got the other two that are coming off. And so we need to try to get them all. I would like to keep them all in the same month. That way we're not trying to figure out who's, what day, what month that people are coming off on there. And we've had two guys that have said they would like to be on there. One being Kevin Cadell
Yes.
and the other one being Jay Peoples.
Who are the two that are coming off?
It'd be Frankie and Camille.
So do you want to wait till they come off to replace?
Well, so we put John and Gary on, and they come off at the end of August, correct? Is when the,
September, August.
They will come off in into September, start recycling in October.
so,
So no matter when you put them on, they fill that site, that term, and then all term is supposed to start over again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in even years, everybody would end September, start October. Odd years, they still end in September and start October. You would just be filling a spot, and in October, would you renew, try and continue? Because that's what a lot of them have done, you know, unless there's an objection, they just continue, they roll over and continue to add another 2-year term.
I know with Jay, he said that he's got a deal going on right now with the EDC. And
Yeah,
so
so.
he doesn't want to go on,
He would have to,
he doesn't want to get on until that one's finished.
Well, that would work if the regular terms if we do that.
Yeah,
I like you can table this and put it back on next month.
Have you been to a meeting yet?
Well, we haven't had a regular meeting yet.
Okay.
August 4th, 6th, okay. Kevin Cadell said he's willing to whenever. We want to wait on his nomination or?
you don't have to,
We can just put it on again next.
or we can go ahead and get them on, and then as of the starting date, they can be on
Whatever y'all.
whatever we want to do.
What, can you tell me the roll-off dates again? I know,
I didn't bring it with you, we sent it to you, I thought. If we send that to
I
y'all,
haven't seen
Look my sheet. It's September,
Yeah, this is, yeah.
it's September.
Your email's getting rejected at the Mixer Center.
it. Mm,
We can replace one, then I would go ahead and make a motion that we put Kevin down and replace
Frankie,
Frankie Scott.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to put Kevin on to replace Frankie. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Darn it. So guess Kevin will be the next member there, replace Frankie.
are we gonna start that now?
If you can,
That's what I'm asking,
yeah, I think if you can, I would go ahead and.
because I need,
Sorry.
you know, got a couple of weeks, I need to make sure I get a hold of them, make sure we get them on the schedule, I get
I
them.
think he'll be,
Sure.
I think he'd be ready and raring to go.
I was just asking what was your intent of your motion?
Okay, yeah, start him right away. And then we'll just table the next one.
Any further board appointments? If not, we'll move on to item 3. A presentation from Dalhart Youth Soccer League on Truck Show fundraiser.
Nice.
Get here already. Yeah.
And the thing's upside down.
Everyone. August 10th, we are doing Gears for Goals Truck Show. Join us for the upcoming Gears for Gold Truck Show, August 10th at 10:30 a.m., 11 p.m. at the Rita Blanca Coliseum. This will be a day full of excitement and fun. The whole family to enjoy varieties of food, merchandise vendors throughout the event. Fiesta continues with a dance at 7 p.m. to 11. By music by Jonathan Castillo and the Profundo, playing favorites, country, classic rock, and Tejano music. Tickets for the dance are $20 per person. The registration truck vehicle for the truck show goes all towards the soccer league. You can even sign up on our Facebook page, or you can fill out a form. All proceeds will go to the Dalhart Soccer League, and this is to go for the complex that we're hoping to get in a few years or sooner. And there will be trophy prizes for the following, like best show, working class, classic truck, best lights, slope nose, best combo, best interior, best chrome, people's choice, and ugliest choice. So we're really excited about this. I had a few vendors from Amarillo coming, like Bruckner's. I heard maybe Chrome Shop Mafia might be coming. I heard American Trailers, and a lot of those truck world people over there are excited about this. So Amarillo's excited about this too. So they're helping out. A few of our truck friends around here are excited about this. This is something different, and we're hoping this will help with the field in the future. And if it does go good, we want to do this yearly to help maintenance fields get new nets, paint, whatever we need for the kids in that future complex. So I hope y'all enjoy, and hopefully y'all do come out too. Any questions?
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, did you guys reserve the Coliseum?
Yes, we have. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, we put a deposit down back in, when was it, Juana? March, I think, March. Okay, and we just need to pay you the rest. Yeah, we did reserve it, so. Any questions?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
number of trucks.
So far, we have right now a total of 40-something trucks.
Do we have space? 40 trucks.
We got a field
Yeah,
next
the
to
field.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is all parking overflows into that.
Yeah, so far we have, but there might still be something come up that weekend. Maybe the person may not show up. Vendors, we're about probably between 25 to 30 vendors right now. So I'm hoping this will be a good thing for the community too. So for the kids especially, because if we get the new complex, it just necessarily, we don't have to have soccer. We can also do flag football for the kids, something. We can use that field for everything, probably all year long, except for winter, maybe. So unless they want to play in the snow. Never.
I need some traffic. Oh,
Lester and I went out we got invited to go to their closing ceremony.
that is impressive.
And that was awesome. So we want to thank y'all for inviting us out for that.
You're welcome.
Because that was awesome, seeing how many people, the XIT directors out there cooking for you guys and doing all that stuff.
Yes, we had
I
over,
do need a lot bigger field.
yes.
How many people y'all had? We're out.
Yes, we have over 350 kids this year, and it keeps growing every year. And now Stratford was very impressed, and they want to come join us, and Dumas wants to come join us next year. So that's going to be a lot more kids, and our parking is very limited over there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we, like, anything we can do to help get this going, we're ready for it. Like I said, if we need to clean whatever we need to do, we'll get it done.
Have y'all already got with Joe Livingston?
Beginning we did, but we kind of we kind of lost, but I will get with Joe hopefully sometime this week or next week.
You can kind of look at it as we have discussed some things, so
Yeah,
you can kind of get with him as far as things that might be able to help out with that.
okay, all right, thank you.
You.
Move on to item 4. Consider an act upon a request from Gloria Rubio to approve a TABC license application for late hours.
Not too much, what I can say, I guess I wanna ask. We closed the business for the bars for the COVID. And I'm not getting any help for the government, so, I guess I asked for the late hours, the regular license, what I have is PG, only wine and beer. I sell only beers, no wine. And the regular hours, what I have is, only Saturday is to 1 o'clock, the other days it's only to midnight. We have to sell. We sell to that time. It's hard to stay in business. So what I'm asking, because my customers, they have to buy only to 1 o'clock on Saturday, and the rest of the weeks is only to midnight. And they have 15 minutes to finish their drink, so they can get out. That's just the law for TVC. But the business on what I have, I bring groups like a band to stay on Friday nights and Saturday. The people, they still wanna stay till 2 o'clock, like the other counties like Moore, Amarillo. And so the bands, they go to Amarillo, so the people, they wanna stay here to dance to the days. I'm not open every day. I only do when I have a band. It is only for 2 hours, till 2 o'clock. I think that's the regular hours they have the other state is not dry counties. I had to pay for another license. It's my license is not qualified to stay. But for that, I need the city approve. I went to the county, but if the city doesn't approve, the county, they don't get assigned. So I want to do the right. I'm here start doing business here in Dalhart from 2016. Hard to find a place. I found now the place. I want to continue. I like this town, and I want to continue stay on here. From 2016, I got my license from TVC till I renewed like last month. I'm still having any issues, no reports. I don't have any problems with my license still. So I have my license from 2016.
She's
Okay,
posted.
this is your requesting just a temporary permit.
It's, I want to,
Yeah,
it's 2 years. The license is for 2 years.
just for the night.
We don't have anybody from law enforcement here, but they usually don't like this.
Oh,
Yeah, it's only like that, or the other way I can do only just 1 day. I don't mind if I don't want to, I don't get the rest of the week. Either I have to pay for another license. But yes, I want to do, when I have my big events, I want to stay till 2. I don't want to get in trouble for sale. The people, they can stay dance, but without any open drinks on the bar, on the place.
she had to post it in the paper twice. And
Yeah.
she did.
Yes, I do. So I already do everything what they asking for. But this okay if I get only 1 or 2 days a week. Or Saturday, I prefer doing Saturday and Friday, but not all the Fridays. The most events what we do is Saturdays. So if I get the 1 day, it's okay. I don't mind. So yes, I wanna.
Presently, you're limited till midnight, right?
I was about to say, didn't you come before council previously on this?
No, No, I guess I checked the prices for the wine and beer, and they don't have I have to buy another license, but I know I have to buy another license.
Where's your business located at?
405 Rock Island,
You'll feel like,
yes.
Okay.
Here, I have the restaurant too, but yes, I use for cook to feed the people outside. It's hard to stay in business because too many people cook in a house and they go to sell in the same place where I go either. So it's hard to stay in business. So I'm not open because I try to do one way or another way. So that's I sell on to food to continue staying in business. So it's hard to find a place to do business. And this time I found one place on 2020. The owners, they give me a lot of help to stay in there. And he signed for get my license. Without his signer, we cannot do anything. So that's why I try to stay, to do the correct, to do everything what I need to do. Because if I do something wrong, I know I have to affect the owner, so I need to stay. I want to do that right. So what I say, I'm okay if I get yes 2 days a week, and the other it's for 2 years, but if, or 2 days a week or 1 day a week. So I'm okay. With those day Friday and Saturday help me really too much, because the bands they come here, they used to go to another state, but they had to cross Dalhart. So it's a way I can get more customers. Like it's the reason we cannot get much customers because we stay only Fridays to midnight and Saturday to 1 o'clock. Now I start do better than before. On July, I get 36, July 6, I get 36 people. On July 13, the band came from Minnesota and we get 102 people because was no paychecks on here around. It was all these Saturdays. And July 12, I'm sorry, this last weekend, we put the band for free and we get only 12 people. So nothing, so 12 people, they get in the band and it was for free. The band is only want to come to see if the people like their music so they can continue they came from Lubbock. So 12 people I got on July. On June, I got 53 people. On June 1, June 15, I get 49. We charge the cover $20. And June 22, we get 67. June 29, it's 42. That's the people what are getting. We can get more, but the people, they still want to stay till 2 o'clock, then they are. So they don't come many people because they don't stay till 2. So they go to Cactus because all the bars are there, and nightclubs, they close to 2 o'clock. And Amarillo close to 2 o'clock. And so I try to get double these customers if I get time to 2 o'clock. So, and this is what I say, if I get only Saturdays, that'd be fine for me. I'm not ask too much. So yes, I wanna a little help. I wanna continue stay here on business. I want I'm myself, yes, me and my husband, we all don't have much help from nobody else.
You want to do this on Friday and Saturday? Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah, and the Fridays, not all the Fridays, some Fridays only. But I want to do the Saturdays because I can get the parties too for the quinceañeras or another like birthdays, and I can get the parties and I can have a more sales. Because the sales on this business is not all the night. The people they start buying more between 11 to 1. I have only 2 hours for business.
Right now you have till 1 on Saturday?
Only Saturdays. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
12.
only Saturday, Wayne.
The attorney has something to talk about, but he's on mute.
That's what I was gonna ask, don't we have to have a city ordinance to be able to let them stay open late?
We already licensed all the liquor establishments, they'll. But if you're gonna extend it, they have to have a letter to TCEQ from the council. We have to do the same thing to the rodeo. So,
The attorney wants to say something.
Brian, are you here?
Yes. Yeah, good evening, everyone. That's what I was just about to say is, typically the way we've done these in other cities, you've got to have, it's actually an ordinance that provides that you're gonna allow for those additional couple of hours. But I just pulled up your code of ordinances. I don't see that you have anything in place already. I could be missing it, but I don't see it there in chapter 4. So it'd have to come back to y'all. If you're okay with it, we could bring it back as an ordinance to add those additional hours. Because we don't have anything to do with TABC license applications, but they will often, I mean, as part of that request for her, then they're going to look to see if we have an ordinance that allows for that.
That's what I thought.
So do you think we have an ordinance of such?
no, the law enforcement just usually like it to be
Oh,
set up that way.
So why we don't have one. So, yeah, if you're wanting to do it, like I said, we could bring it back to you at your August meeting to have an ordinance for your consideration. If you tell us not to do that, then we won't. So.
Does anybody else in town have a late?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
No,
They all
yeah,
follow the
the-
exact same rules.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then the
what's our-
ordinance would allow it for everybody.
Yeah, we do it for her, it does for everybody.
And what's our sound ordinance? Like, we have, after a certain time, we have issues with loud music near residential areas, right?
Yeah, that's, disturbing the peace.
Has to be over a certain decibel level.
Yeah,
Has to be over decibel level that says it's a nuisance.
Right.
So, and I'll tell you, that's hard to enforce normally. Usually go back, a police officer will come in and say, keep it down. And then if they come back again, it's still high, they will shut it down.
Have you had the police come over and tell you to turn it?
No,
My kids live across the
just-
street there and they moved because they kept calling the cops and they weren't doing the move because it was so, they were having bands and.
yeah, you got one residential house across the street.
no. And the residential across the street, the license was, before they came to live there. So the license wasn't there already when, before they came to live in there. So, it was another license come after. But this is the second time I run on the newspaper. And, so, but I will try to, if the music is high too, either we're working on the building, either if we have to work in, because if we want to stay in business, I need to coverage do something more on the wall. So, we're working on that too. Right now, either my neighbor across the street is very special. But today I start back on do these parties, we don't have any problem with him. And
Have you had any complaints with your neighbors or anything like that?
if I have I'm sorry,
Have you had any complaints?
no. When my neighbor, just for when they begin moving into my neighbor across the street, some days too much wind and they have trash, they came from everywhere. And last year, the company Ross, he bring the people from Mexico. They live on Jefferson, so these people. And they used to parking on here on his parking lot, on the people parking on parking lot and across the street. One day, they people sitting outside on the yard, but that's only when he go into my door and say, tell these people they don't go over there or they don't park close to them. But we have the owner, he has the parking lot on the front too. So, but from I start do all these parties, I never have any problem with him. I know that they only for the trash and they say that he don't want nobody stay on his yard or his parking lot. So when sometime we know I have I think we're gonna have more people. I park my car to block his parking lot, so that way we cannot have any problem with him. We try to take care for all the neighbors. My neighbor across the street, the funeral, we don't have any problems too. Either when they hear the music, they stay outside and come sometime just enjoy like a few minutes and go back home. I don't have any problems with my neighbor, with my neighbor. So that I think that's the reason the one I know, it's TVCSA. That's the reason for run the newspaper, so that way we notice we're going to have that. Well, when I say it's if I get the 1 or 2 days, I'm okay. So it's hard to stay in business, really hard. After COVID, I'm still there from 2020. I planned to buy the building, but like that, I don't think we're gonna make it, but I'm still trying.
Well, obviously, it's an ordinance issue. I mean, like, we don't even have the right to say this is okay without this ordinance.
You have a motion to have the attorney draw something up.
Oh, excuse me, and I want to say, do you ask about the police? The police, they went 2 times over there. One time when the COVID was, when the other parts was closed, and they happened one accident on Harley. I think one kid here was driving, they have a lot of beers in there in the train, he take him. And they come to my place. I have my license current, but they think I sold him beers, and they looking for everywhere. Either I'm open to the police or TVC. I'm not scared. I'm ready to when they come anytime. But they don't found anything. Some people, they tell I sell them to him, but what I'm selling, I don't have any beers on my place. And I know in here on town is 2 places they sell beers without license too. So that's why I say why another places sell beers without they have a license, TVC license, and I try to do the right. It's not like and I don't get any help. So
And we applaud you for doing that. Actually
so,
trying to get everything done correctly.
yeah, that's
We thank you for doing that.
yeah, that's what I say. If I know the license is for 2 years. If I want, I can say I can break if I got the permit, so I can break it. So I can say, okay, I have my license, but if I ask him for a special day, so I want to do the correct. Like if I say Saturday and Friday, I have to do that. Let's say if I need another day for something special, so I need to come the same way. Come to city, run the newspaper or whatever what the city say.
I think I'd be interested in knowing what the residents within 2 or 3 blocks of your place would think about this.
Well, I'm sorry, I remember it. The first day that's the first day, when 2 years ago. The garage on the building was have no insulation and anything. The garage was open, so one neighbor, 1, 2, 3 behind the police station on next street. They call and they went over there and we turn on. So after that, we put insulation on the wall. From that day, I never hear anything. The police never go back. for that reason. And the same, if we get that permission, we have to work on the wall, on the garage. We put more insulation if we need. We try to, when the music, they start putting the music, we go out and hear on the, I drive them far where I can. So if I hear something, so the people, they cannot have any problem or if I hear too much noise.
I'd also be interested to hear what chief and assistant chief.
Cause if we do it for this one, we gotta do it forever.
Well, it opens Pandora's.
How big a headache?
No.
Well, like I said, I think you need some feedback from law enforcement.
Yes, okay.
I'm sorry. Now, like what I see is we have more people with, we have KBC license here in town. Like before, I think, yes, I am. And what's that, the Dust Bowl, XID, the Tavern, was not many people. So now we are more people, we have a license, but this license, what we have, we need to have, if we want to sell after the hours, what then the TVC license has, we need to have another license.
Correct, and we
Yeah.
can use, we as a city have to have the ordinance.
Yes.
To allow you to stay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Later than
Mhm.
is allotted by TDC, or by TBAC.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, so we cannot sell them like after the hours, like either in the other places, they only can sell till 2 o'clock. After that, they have 15 minutes till the people finish all the drink. 2:15, we had to have 12, like my license, 12:15 or 1:15, we had to have all the bottles throw away. We cannot have any open containers in, after 1:15 because they have only 15 minutes to finish their drink. But we cannot sell them after 1 or after 2.
Right.
So everything they want, they buy, they have to buy before 12 or before 1. And after that, they have 15 minutes. They can stay dance, so we let they stay dance a little bit more so they can take the alcohol out, that they can drive safe. Mhm.
I'll make a motion that we table this until we hear from law enforcement and neighbors in the area.
I'll second that.
We have a motion to table this and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Okay, we're gonna table this and then we'll revisit it again.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Item 5, discussion on animal feline city of Dalhart ordinances.
So I received a few calls asking me why we didn't pick up cats, to be honest. And I went to James to find out what was going on because we have animal control. So I figured, why don't we pick up cats as well if that's an animal? And come to find out, we don't have an ordinance on felines. So I think that we should have an ordinance because it is an animal that we have an abundance of in our city. And we need to start controlling the feline population around here. So,
I'll elaborate a little bit because I actually brought the city council 14 different ordinances at one point. And like I said, I wasn't gonna enact it myself, so I gave it to them and not a single council member chose to champion that cause. So, that we've always just had to pick up dogs. If we end up doing this, I know that the animal control officer is gonna have to get with, I think Dr. Alexander is still over that. The housing requirements, I don't think we can put cats and dogs in the same building. And they have to be heated and air conditioned and we'll have, and I've thought of a few places that we could probably do it, that the city owns. If the buildings aren't utilized, but I know we have some things that we have to visit about this before actually enacting anything. Because right now, as it's set up, if a customer requests it, they put the trap out. It's the customer's responsibility to dispose of the animal. Relocate it, whatever it might be doing. But we don't have the,
An ordinance against cats. So.
Okay.
Seems kind of ridiculous to have an animal control officer and we don't collect animals.
I think here, or Ryan, did you have something to share?
Yeah, just, I mean, if this is something that y'all want to do, we can certainly help draft it. Your animal control ordinance is very old. You know, it's been a lot of years, I mean, 20 plus years, on most of the provisions there. So if it's something that council is interested in, sounds like previous councils, you know, were not interested in it, but we could certainly help. We could give a couple of samples, for y'all to kind of look at and, you know, pick what we like. But like I said, you want to get animal control in on the process, but happy to help if that's something that council is interested in.
previously I budgeted two, when I was still city manager, budgeted two people, but I know we just had one for the majority of this time.
You're doing better than I do.
Is the budget still there for two, or is it,
No.
spots empty, or?
No, it's just one.
What do you want? What is your objective? What do you want to do? Reduce the population? Do you want to?
I think
I'm
that,
trying to understand the goal.
I mean, it's just kind of like we have, look how many dogs we have that are just roaming everywhere. Same thing for cats. Whenever people call about cats, they're being told, well, we don't handle cats. Doesn't make any sense to me because your animal control, it's an animal. Nobody can come get this feral cat. I mean, that makes no sense to me.
Well,
But it's, in the job description, it states they can get a skunk.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes no sense.
Raccoon.
Yeah, but since we don't have a feline ordinance, it's not.
The question will be, and I think James hit on it, I don't have a problem adding a cat if you have raccoons and skunks and everything else, but normally with those, we either transport them or
Destroy them.
destroy them. That's good. So with cats, I've had some experience with feral cats in the other place, and it is a tricky situation of, you just destroyed my cat. Or a neighbor, you know, trapped it and you destroy it. I agree with feral cats because they will multiply and they become a nuisance, but the difficulty with a lot of people that's been in the past has been, they will feed them. Once you feed them, they're yours.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes across the board.
We have some people that will take and put 50 pounds of feed out
And
by the alley and
No kidding.
that's it.
So I think it may be good to look at our ordinance, to update it where we need to. But the question is, what are you gonna do with the cats? Because right now, our animal control tries, when they catch dogs, he tries to go place them into other homes. If you're looking for cats.
You have to trap them. You can't catch them.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, well, in the canyon.
Yeah, so.
well, to save tax dollars, how about just having traps available if somebody complains about cats? You assign them. they
We
check
do that
out,
already.
Yeah.
We just don't
And
find-
and tell them they're responsible. You catch something
That's what we do now.
and then you bring our trap back.
That's what we did when I'm gonna guess it's the same thing still. Is that they make a trap available to them, but it's their responsibility to get rid of the animal.
So we don't need to do anything as far as an ordinance or anything, if we go that route.
That's what we're doing now.
Okay.
Like I said, I haven't
It's
been
not-
over that for 2 years, so
It's not worth it.
I don't know what they're doing, so.
So I will go verify how many cages we have. If we need a few more cages, we can go do that.
And I'm not I'm not sure that the community knows about it, so maybe we need to.
But I would suggest we check with Dr. Alexander on what the requirements are if you are going to just,
And let's get a
Talk about
cost,
it.
let's get a cost if we need a separate facility, what it would cost, that way we know.
because I think you're gonna have to, it goes, and we built it ourselves when we built that animal shelter. And it was, $100,000. So
If we're
we're
lucky,
talking,
if we're lucky to go. do
yeah,
that.
that was, we built it ourselves,
Yeah.
so.
And then the ongoing maintenance. I
Yeah.
mean, when you double the capacity,
And another control officer.
that's another 100,000 a year. By the time you add benefits and everything else to it.
But I do think we need to visit about it and decide really what we want to do.
Okay.
Because people are passionate about animals.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to,
Let's table it,
and for me to go off and talk to Dr. Alexandra
get some more information.
and see how many cages we have and how do we go communicate that in a better method across the board?
Yeah.
Is that a reasonable approach?
We need to do something.
Yeah.
More than we do.
Just even on communications. I think that's one of the things, the risks you take when we start trapping them. It was my cat you just destroyed. And I don't want to get into that battle at all, but
Yeah, because people usually don't put tags on cats.
no, they don't. Okay, so I got an action item to follow up with Dr. Alexandra, check with the animal control. Do we want a look at the ordinance?
Yes. Yes, we
By
do.
our attorney?
Yeah.
Because it's been 25 years ago
Yeah.
and see what best practices has been with what's going on right this moment
Yes.
and to come back with that.
Because I mean, we can't be the only ones that have this issue.
Oh, no.
So, I mean-
You're not. Every city I've been to,
Yeah.
it's been
So I mean,
some approach, so. Brian, I guess, you'll give us a proposal of what, looking at our current ordinance and what's been the best practices around the state to come back with a proposal.
Yeah, we could give, we'll work with you in kind of an animal control. Like I said, we've done a couple of kind of comprehensive ones that y'all can look at and see what we like and don't like and put something together.
I'm not looking for I'm not looking for this gigantic ordinance.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something that is workable. This
Yep.
is the way I would say it. Yeah.
And I'll visit with Amarillo because I know that they handle them as well. I do not know very many cities that actually handle cats.
It is usually what has happened in the past, well, the last place I worked in Granite Shoals, we had a county approach it to, so all the cities got together and put it in one major thing that took both dogs and cats and had the facilities to do that. And you need a county to do as much as you can with that.
So like I said, we need to see what the requirements are.
Okay?
So
It was just a
it
discussion.
was just discussion. So
question.
any further discussion? We'll come back with information. Okay, Joe, you're up. Report and accept the City of Dalhart Scenic Certification Award.
So, started a while back, we put in, basically, as we've worked the last, couple of years trying to get our city to get certified in different things and different recognition across it. And this is one of them that came through. So we found out last week that we made the certification list as a scenic city. We are the first scenic city for Texas in the Panhandle region. There's 91 currently on the list. 21 will be added this year. We're one of that 21, but we're the first in the Panhandle region. The scenic city was started by Lady Bird Johnson in 1968. And then it has grown. It started small and it's grown since then. The whole purpose of it is to try to make, set a visual standard for roadways and streetscapes that provide a quality of life for citizens and visitors in Texas. How this benefits us, it's another certification that will draw people will drive in Texas. So also now it's across the country. People drive to see scenic cities. So that's something that we hope will draw a crowd. They provide us certain resources, a third-party evaluation, some experts to help us in certain areas. They help us support economic development through nature, environmental, and parks. Then they supply us with resources and grants through them, and also basically because we are a certified city, it's one more thing you can put in when you apply for other grants that they're like, hey, are you meeting certain qualifications? And this is our proof that we are. One of those such grants could be is they planted 11,000 trees in 2023. This year they're still in the planning process for 24, but we have also been selected that there's a possibility for us to receive 1,000 trees basically in March through this program, free of cost. So, but we're exploring that one.
And the size of the tree is.
Telling us it's 15 gallons and it's 1.5 to 2 inch caliper.
It's not.
Pretty good trees.
So there's pretty good sized trees. That possibility, we had to slow it down. We were going to get them here pretty quick, but we said, let's push it because we needed to do some evaluations. We need to find out where we're going to put them, how we want to work with the city, things like that. My beautification and arts committee they set some priorities. But some of those priorities, we need to work with those entities to see how they fit. Okay. So basically that is what the program is about. So it's been offered us for this certification. One of the things they ask is that, the city accept it. And then they have an award ceremony at excuse me.
ML.
Yeah, they had an award ceremony at TML where someone can stand up and receive this award. Okay, we know we have got our certification. We don't know what ranking we got. We are probably low because of some of the things and being the first where we're at. We're also, we lack the water, some of the landscaping. If you really look at where most of them are, Fort Worth, Dallas to, Austin, Houston, San Antonio area where there's more water and more greenage anyway. Okay.
And the coast.
And the coast, yeah, I'd go. And that's for in Texas now. They're all over the country now. Nearly every state has a scenic city. This is just one of those things. It's another thing to, we get our certification. Here we go. One of the things is once we accept, we can order a placard to be put on the highway saying, hey, this is a senior, a scenic city, which I would say we want to recommend, that way people driving through like, oh, and then it kind of ties into some of the plans that we're looking for tourism and
The road.
get people off the road, trying to get people to come, and get people to spend time in Dalhart. And that's where the economics of this is. People travel just to see scenic cities. Okay, that's basically any questions.
How many trees did you say?
1,000. We're up to, we've been awarded 1,000. We have to choose how many we want.
We're gonna double the number of trees in Dalhart.
It's possibly,
Pretty much like 1,000.
possibly,
500 would double the number.
no.
What's in the
I
going?
will tell you, the beautification committee, when they looked at it, their first goal was to offer the big bunch to the high school, to the schools, not the high school, but to the schools as the school is building a new middle school and to improve. They've lost some trees, then try to do some of the things around the schools to put some trees there. School has to make that decision if they want them, but again, irrigation costs money. You got to put them in. Second priority, they said they wanted to put more trees down at, the lake park down by the splash pad and the amphitheater. But again, that's an issue. There's not a lot of irrigation there. We got to look at that and see what do we want to do in plans like that.
Plenty. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the third thing was we were looking at is doing some type of, a tree giveaway to businesses because it's going through the EDC. We have to be careful. We can't really give residents unless we have leftovers, but do a tree giveaway to businesses, let them pick the trees. But those are probably, we're still working on. We have until March. You will hear, I'll come back with plans because we have to get those things approved and so forth.
And you have two people on your beautification committee that are experts with.
Yes. Got something. Lauren from ABC. And then I can't remember the other lady, I just met her the first time the other day. She went to Texas Tech through the horticulture program and she works here in town. So they know a lot about the trees and local trees and so forth.
So we picked the right trees. We're gonna wait until after the winter before we plant them. So it's the right timing of thing. If we did it now.
We put a tree in and
Those other trees, they,
yeah, we put a tree. If it doesn't get established, get a root system, it freezes during the winter, we lost our tree.
they're thinking about the process and how they're gonna do that correctly.
And I mean, some of this comes, and they give us more time to accept because as we start looking, the city, once you put the trees in, depending on where we put them, may have a cost to the city because we have to maintain and water those trees.
Get somebody to engineer all that water that stays on the highway to come off and irrigate them, we'll be fine.
Repurpose that water, huh?
Yeah, we'll be great.
That is something that we have looked at, but not for this one, but for another project. So, all right. Any other questions or anything?
So we have accepted it, correct?
No.
No,
So
They have to accept it.
do I hear a motion to accept.
Make a motion that we accept the scenic city designation. I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed?
And then in TML meeting, we have a chance for someone to go receive the award. I don't know if anybody on council is going to TML.
Except Terry.
Okay. So that'd be something I need to find out where it's there, make sure that we have somebody representing saying, hey, stand up and receive that award. Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? All right. Well, thank you very much.
You too.
Item 7. Discuss and act upon ordinance 2024-08, repealing ordinance 2018-21. An ordinance would authorize the offering of health benefit coverage to city council members and the mayor.
Yep.
Do
Do we need to discuss or do we just go ahead and?
Well, listen, when this was originally enacted, it was supposed to be totally at the cost of the council members and somehow it morphed into costing $100,000 for the city. So
It's the definition from Texas Health that says that a general term that includes but not limited to active at-work employees, elected officers, and 365 retirees of pool members shall be eligible and to enroll into the program. That's their definition in there, especially since we said we would offer it to them. That's where the elected officers came in. The cost associated with that is that it costs us almost $1,000 for all our medical each month per employee.
each person.
Each person will be 12 grand if you all decided accepted that. And there's 9 of you, right? That's $108,000 that the city would have a potential burden in it. It's something I don't have in the plan right this moment. So it is really something that I would recommend you guys to approve this right this moment, just because of the impact of the city, and most of you have insurance already, so that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I don't think any of us want to burden the city with health insurance.
I won't have insurance after
So-
October, but this is not on the taxpayer.
Yeah, no, this is a volunteer servant position and the taxpayer should not be paying for the health insurance for us. So I
I'll entertain a motion.
make a motion that we repeal
Ordinance 2018-21.
ordinance 2018-21.
Bill ordinance number 2018-21.
So you
I
need,
make a motion.
Well, no.
you need to act on ordinance 2024-08.
Okay, so I'm making a
just
motion that we,
To approve ordinance 2024-08,
okay,
because that repeals the old one.
okay. So I'll make a motion that we enact ordinance 2024-08, appealing ordinance number 2018-21.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? None? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Public hearing to rezone lots 1, 2, block 50, Bird Division, City of Dalhart, Dalham County, commercial to special use, place of manufactured home, 1601 Trinidad. Okay, open the hearing. Motion? Open the hearing?
Make a motion, we open the hearing.
Have a second.
I'll second.
We have a motion, and a second, to open the hearing. All in favor? Any opposed? There are none. Okay, now. Public hearing? Do we have anybody here to speak for
So
this property?
they're here, but they won't speak till number 9. Will they?
You what now?
They won't speak until number 9.
Oh,
I mean, they
Well,
can,
this is-
they can speak now and then 9, the
This is-
council can consider either. If they're the property owners, they can speak either time. So they're welcome to give their update now.
We have, I think, ¿cuál es la junta esta? Segunda, tercera. I believe this is the third meeting we had. Previous council told us that we had to get plumbing, a plumber, and we had to get the manufactured home stated here in Texas because it was from Kansas. We already did that. Plumbing, we haven't looked into that because they don't want to look out for somebody and they say, okay, we're gonna get you. And then you guys say you guys can't move your manufactured home. So they want to wait off on everything. And if you guys say yes, they'll get the plumbing, go through the right way, get the permits and everything for them to be able to move the house.
So there was the first reading,
Mhm.
this is the one you tell me that was,
and then the second reading, no, this is the second reading. And the first reading, it was brought to our attention that they did not have a Texas, it wasn't registered in the state of Texas.
Right.
So it is my memory that they had to get that registration. I don't remember the plumbing.
They just wanted us to make sure that we did have someone that was gonna do the plumbing for the sewer because it's so far away from where.
I remember the Kansas, Texas thing. I remember that part of it. We don't have all the paperwork in front of us on that.
I do have it, well, I have my file, I don't have planning and zoning. And the only documentation that I have is that they needed the,
And so, Shiloh, you're on planning and zoning, correct?
Yeah, I don't.
Do you remember this one?
For plumbing wise, no. I just know with the Kansas thing, that's all I.
What difference is it? I mean, how come
And
we
it
gotta
doesn't-
have? Excuse me, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, in the ordinance that I sent, to Christie for y'all, all you're allowing by this is them to, that special use permit to allow that manufactured home to be there. Obviously, they still have to comply with all of your utility code and everything. So that's one of the sections that, if it's not properly installed upon the tract with operable utilities, which would be part of that process within 12 months of this ordinance, then the special use permit is expired and null and void. So essentially you're allowing them to move it on there, but they have to still follow all your other codes and ordinances, including related to, whatever plumbing requirements you have.
Well, it has to be licensed in Texas, before they can put it on there. Why? I'm just
Because
curious.
different manufacturers have, like Texas only allows, for this certain home, this certain structure, this, has to
Okay,
be
so it's just
licensed
the
within the
structure.
state, yeah.
Okay. All right.
They've done that, saying they've done that.
And
Yes,
go ahead, Dwayne.
it is called SOL, it is the statement of ownership and location. It is, the state of Texas has done away with a title. So it's registered with the state, and then the state contacts your appraisal district, informs of that, so is what coming in. But that is now the
basically a title. And when you buy a new one, they have to file it. When you move one from one location to the other, you're supposed to file it so that they can keep track of this thing, but it is called the statement of ownership and location.
And
But all that has already been met.
Yes,
As
we have that.
And the only thing is, I mean,
No, but
when you bring it in, you're gonna get your plumbing done. I mean, what?
Well, that's why we're just here for a public hearing, so. we'll give them-
For planning and knowing that we weren't allowed to handle that part of it is because there's nothing to go into that street, and so they were gonna have to pay for all that, and that's out of planning and zoning's hand. That was for something else, so that's why I'm not aware of what was discussed in the plumbing. It was because there's no plumbing on that street. They would have to run it,
They'd have to run it,
the whole.
1601 Trinidad.
We don't
Yeah,
have,
something
we don't
like
have
that.
sewer, like it'll be a septic tank, right?
Well, they can get a plumber to put like a little lift station and pump it to the nearest manhole. but it's-
Where's the nearest manhole out there?
I'm trying to think,
It's about a block away, so they would have to pay for that whole, they would have to.
yeah, they'd have to
Yeah,
pay
the
for all
whole block,
that,
yeah.
right, I mean.
Water's even further away.
I had to have a look at a map.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the way back there. It's back almost to Nevada Street, like that's where that big old gap is back there behind.
That's where the shops are at.
Yeah, see those shops right now, those shops have little, lift stations.
Really?
Yeah, they pump them a buck. I mean, that's,
But you could put a septic system in there, right? That's what we have on our side.
no.
More than 125 feet. You
Yeah,
don't have to connect.
So a block's more than 125 feet, isn't it?
yeah, blocks
are
300.
you aware of how much plumbing would have to be?
Just used to.
No, but I mean, they have to put the cost that it's not an issue for them.
So, yeah, for a septic system, you also have you have to have enough property. You have to have enough acres. Yeah.
Yeah, for septic.
Because what they were planning was, I don't know what the street is on this side. They were told that the sewer is by the other houses and connected, to where their lot is at.
The water is further away.
No, the water is in the corner by the meter.
I have to look at a map. I mean.
That's what we were told.
I mean, we know that the cost is gonna be on the customer to do everything, I mean, as long as they get a plumber.
Yeah.
Certified plumber. Is that right there? Street, okay, I'm good. Yeah, there's a meter. There's already a water meter for that property right here. There's actually a water there, there's like actually a water.
It used to be a
meter
trailer house, so.
there. Yeah. The water meter's there, all they'll need to do is just put a meter in. Now the sewer, yeah, they'll have to go to that alley between Channing and Trinidad. They'd have to, there's not enough fall there, they'd have to put like a little lift station.
A little
Yeah.
injection
A
pump.
little jam. I mean, it could be done,
Okay.
there's no problem.
Just money.
But yeah,
Just money. Yeah, just
you
money.
got the money to do it, then.
No problem. Just money, just money.
There is an existing water meter there already. You won't have to.
Don't worry about water.
Yeah.
Save
So-
some water.
Just worry
What's
about
on
sewer.
us is just changing the zoning. From commercial to special use.
Yes.
This is just a public hearing.
Yeah, this is the public hearing right now.
If we get all the discussion done, we'll close the public hearing.
I move we close public hearing.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of closing public hearing? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Number 9. Consider an act upon recommendation for planning and zoning commission to conduct second reading ordinance 2024-08 to rezone lots 1 and 2, block 50 Blair Division, City of Dalhart, Dalham County from commercial to special use, place of manufactured home, 1601 Trinidad.
Think so. Didn't-
Very good review there.
Have to open it. Brian,
Yes,
do we have to open that? Or we
no,
good?
no, I mean, I think your recommendation, I believe from planning and zoning is that it be approved and you're just ready for a motion and second to approve the ordinance.
Okay, making a motion, to approve ordinance 2024-08 to rezone lots 1 and 2, block 50, Blair Division, City of Dalhart, Allen County from commercial special use to place a manufactured home on 1601 Trinidad.
I have a motion on the second. Any further discussion?
So I'm just clarifying here, back in number 7, we approved ordinance 2024-08,
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
You're right.
and now we're.
That needs to
approving
be
ordinance
2024-09
09.
We have to change that.
with that correction.
Yes, with that correction of ordinance 2024-09 to rezone lots 1 and 2 of block 50 of Blair
We-
Division, City of Dalhart.
We can have two of the same number.
Can
We have in the past. So it's up to you. Brian, we've had two of the same number in the past. Is that
Yeah,
right?
if normally, I mean, if it's like 08B or something, but if your normal progression is gonna be, the next ordinance is 2024-09, that would be easier to follow, in my opinion. And I think that's fine.
Okay, we have a motion by Ty, and you second it?
With,
Okay.
09.
okay.
Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor? Any opposed? Sure not. Number 10. Public hearing to rezone lots 18 and 19, block 12, Kendrick Addition, City of Dalhart, Allen County from R3. Special use, place of manufactured home, 601 Margaret.
So, this one went to council, or it went to planning and zoning. No one caught it that it had the wrong lots until it came to council. The application was incorrect. So they submitted a corrected application. We did not, I'll speak for myself and Leona. We did not understand that the attorney meant to go through the whole process again. And so this is the first reading. They're having to go through the whole,
Really?
yeah.
So because there was a clerical error, because it was wrong.
It was not clerical on our part, it was
No,
their
no.
part, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to go through the whole
Just 'cause of the
process again.
description.
Okay.
But that's where we're at. I mean, and so we're at the first reading on it. But yeah, just because the legal description was broader than what they're actually asking for. And so again, just sure, they've got to go through those steps again, but we're back for the first reading and anyway, that's where it's at.
What happened was, there's another property on, that didn't make sense. There is a house on one of those lots in between those properties. Is that right?
It's on the other side, so you got one on one side, you got a house on one side and a mobile home on the other side.
If I remember, it was like, the map was a big block, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it was what it had originally came to us, was a giant block. Instead of going to those two sections where they were actually requesting.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And this house is not currently there.
No.
No, seems a lot.
What I know is that with the misunderstanding between myself, Leona, and Ken, that they got the go-ahead to go, and so
Oh, so it's already there?
I think so.
So nobody's displaced.
Nobody is,
Okay, not waiting. Okay,
they're
perfect.
just, they're sitting there now.
Great.
Do we have the next?
We still gotta do it twice.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
So do we need to open this public hearing?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We open it?
First reading, huh?
Well, this is the public hearing.
Open it.
We need to open up the, I'll make a motion and we open up the public hearing.
Second.
A motion and a second, open the public hearing. All in favor? Any opposed? There are none.
Well, saying the trailer house is already there?
It is there and it's because
Because, okay.
So now we're just gonna do the
Yeah.
formality.
this is the
So we really,
formality.
really hope, we really hope that y'all will approve it.
Yeah, they're gonna move.
We gotta-
right?
But they gotta wait they gotta wait the 6 weeks or so?
I think it went through 2 or 3 meetings and they didn't catch it until the last one, so
Yeah.
And we got it right this time.
got it right this time.
Okay.
It was just where that other house was located on it, and they were trying to get this permission. Anyway, yeah, we needed them to clarify and put the right legal in there.
So it went through planning and zoning, then it came to council, went through council,
And
and went through council on the second reading, and that's when it was caught.
Yeah.
So we're back to square one.
So everything is good. So we
Yes,
can go ahead, okay.
So half y'all weren't here.
Yeah.
So we don't need to do anything.
So we need to close the
Make
public hearing.
a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second, close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Darn it. Move on to item 11. Consider and act upon recommendation, planning and zoning commission, conduct first reading ordinance 2024-05 to rezone lots 18 and 19, block 12, Kendrick Addition, City of Dalhart, Dalham County for R3 residential to special use to place a manufactured home, 601 Margaret, same item. Now we can act on it.
Make a motion that we accept the first reading of ordinance 2024-05. To
Have a
rezone.
motion
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. The last item on our agenda.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, y'all.